Hello and welcome to the final day, the decider for the IEM Sydney Qualifiers NA region. And I'm Mac. Hello, how are you? I'm joined by Rob, my friend here. How are you?
Good, mate. Good. Ready for a bit of hot action for the North American region. Of course, going through the closed qualifiers via IEM. This is what we're here for. I mean, it's IEM Sydney, right? This is what gets us excited. This is the lifeblood of the Australians, and now we're kind of jumping into the North American scene for it. So
we're not too far away from NA. You know, we've done a lot of the content.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we have been trickling around in the North American region for quite some time. So obviously, it's nice to get into a studio and start to work with this. You can see, of course, the small little bracket towards the North American sides there. We've gone through quite a number of teams, and now we've only got Ghost, eUnited, and Swole Patrol left.
Yep, and this matchup is pretty much redemption for Ghost. eUnited, last time they saw each other 1-2-0, and I believe the map pool was Dust to Nuke and Inferno, and they didn't even make it to Inferno, I believe it was.
Rough.
Yeah, a little bit rough there. But
it's rough times at the very least. But, I mean, these are some big name hitters. We already know that. We don't need to really touch on too many of them as we already know the names and we know the players inside them. But I guess we look a little bit further into eUnited and Ghost. Both of these teams, you know, they're both going to pack punches when it comes down to it. I do think it's hard to say, right? Because eUnited have come out on top in the previous match. Now they've gone through the upper bracket and they've been taken down to the final of the lower bracket. But Ghost still have everything needed for this fight. So we can't really count out either team at this point. I think it's going to come down to the action on the day, right? It's going to come down to the performances that we need to see.
That's pretty much what it will come down to. And we'll just have a quick look at the bracket now and where it is currently sitting. So as you can see, it's going to be Ghost Gaming and eUnited there in the lower bracket final first up today. And then following that, we will have Swole Patrol taking on the winner. And the thing is, I would love to see any of these three teams over in Sydney.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what we get to see. They get to come to Sydney. How good is that? But yeah, when we're looking at both of these teams, you know, like it would be equally impressive to have any of these teams coming across. But I mean, with Ghost and eUnited already playing off in this series so far, I think this is the one that we're going to look to and kind of say, you know, can Ghost now back up what they might not have been able to in that first match? You know, like we know for a fact that we've got a star-studded roster for the North American region in Steel, Freakazoid, Waddell, Kusta, and Neptune, you know, so like they should be able to back this up. They should be able to come out punching, but I think the storyline for me is the whole Cooper Freakazoid thing where, you know, like now brothers once on Swole Patrol are now equally on the bottom side of the lower bracket, so
yeah.
It's a bit of a storyline in itself, just the two brothers now opposite teams playing off for the spot to go to IEM, you know, like still one more match when we get into it, but then they're versing their previous team. I think this is magic.
As well as you have Sabrosa there on eUnited, who was on Ghost previously before they picked up Freak. So many storylines that could come to play. Lots of little rivalries there, and I'm sure going into the grand final, you know, Swole Patrol, they've got that one map advantage. They are going to be confident as well, already taking eUnited down at 2-0. So I don't think they'll have any problems potentially taking it today. You know, it's an early call. We don't know how they're feeling. New day, new me. You know how it is. And every dog has their day. So I guess once we get into it, we will be able to find that out. But wow, I'm just excited. You know.
Yeah, well, it's the magic. It's the magic of the NA region, especially. You know, like I just can't stop talking about the storyline. Like these teams, you know, we've seen them play against each other multiple times. We've seen these players play with each other a handful of times. Both of these rosters relatively, like as a whole, with all 5 players, are new as of 2019. So this is, you know, we're fresh out of a month. They've had enough time to kind of prepare and get ready for each other's play style, let alone, you know, who they might be versing. But this is, you know, the North American closed bracket now. It's do or die for both of these teams. They need to push themselves into that final with Swole Patrol, which, you know, that's going to be pretty much what we're looking at. We're not really this game. Yes, this is what we need to see. We need to see some good plays. We need to see, you know, solid play styles from each individual. But what's going to come down to it is whether they can make or break it against Swole.
Yeah, that is definitely what it's going to come down to. They have the ultimate final boss there on Swell. They have Swag,
Yeah.
finally
Yeah.
competing again.
Magic.
So it's good to see him actually getting a bit of action there. Who do you think is going to have the biggest individual performance going into this best of 3?
In this best of 3, it's kind of hard to touch on any individual per se. Maybe, I mean, like you were talking about Sub Rosa and how big he's been able to play in the past. Honestly, I just want to see Coop or Freakazoid. I just want to see one of them absolutely pop off, because we know full well that both of these players are capable of doing so. And is it going to be that the pressure gets to them? Is it going to be that, the pressure kind of makes them? It's like a diamond. How much pressure can be, pushed into both of these players before they just and shine?
Okay.
There's no better time.
Yeah. Well, it will come down to the vetoes, I think. The maps that will be very dependent, and we're going to have a quick look at those at the moment, I believe. So,
ooh. Okay, so straight off the bat. Oh, Mirage is banned from Ghost. That's interesting. Now,
yep.
Just having a look at kind of the map pools that like they've usually played. Train was obviously going to be eUnited's insta-ban right off the bat, mainly because of how strong Ghost are on it, how many times they've been able to play it, start to, kind of get their strats down pat. Mirage is an interesting ban to come in from Ghost. Obviously, it's not really that interesting when you see the win rate from eUnited and you see what they're able to do. Cash being picked by eUnited. Cash or Cash?
Doesn't matter.
Or catchy.
I say both.
Yeah, so do I. It's alternating, right?
Yep.
So Overpass next. Now that's okay.
I love a bit of Overpass.
Now, what's interesting from Overpass is, I mean, this is just purely from the HLTV, right? Both of these teams have played it once or twice, I think, and neither have won a map. So that's an interesting pick for Ghost.
But doesn't pop up. The percentage doesn't pop up until they play 3.
Okay,
so I didn't actually check in depth on how that would go, but Overpass, that's going to be a bit of a dice roll there. That could be just what Ghost need to sort of get back into it. It is an eUnited pick, but you can't put anything past Steel.
Yeah, honestly, looking at how this is going to play out, I do think that this favours Ghost, but at the end of the day, eUnited on Inferno are very decent.
Yeah.
So we can't count them out of the mat. Even, I mean, they've got to get through the first 2, right? But they have proven in a best of 3 they will knock them out 2-0. So I think I'm going to have to go with eUnited here.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends
rough,
on how
it?
they're going to play today. Like I feel like Ghost could easily take it. Like they've been putting up numbers, they've been beating some of the top teams in the world in the recent months. It's just whether they are on form, and I don't know if they are.
I mean, there's something one way to find out, isn't there?
There really is.
It's the magic game. It's the magic of Counter-Strike. But when you start to look at the previous results, for example, of eUnited, you've got, I mean, the Swole game. That's done and dusted now. That's out of the window. 0-2. Ghost coming through with eUnited coming through with the 2-0 against Ghost. That's massive heading into this. Already starting to play a little bit more of a mind game with Ghost, so I think that's going to have a factor in today. I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping that Ghost just kind of swallow their pride, lick their wounds from the previous map, and I hope that they start to really accumulate something a little bit better than a 2-0 result for eUnited. But
bit of redemption.
That's it. 2-0 against Luminosity, good team. 2-1 against Singularity, still, again, a great team. Then you head across towards Ghost in the likes of taking down Luminosity, Envy. Obviously, the eUnited already lost, but both of these teams, they've had some good results in the past, even just in the past 5 matches. So there's nothing to sit here and say that we can count either team out, especially when you look at the likes of Steel with the experience that we know and, he's had it for such a long time and he's such a prominent figure in the North American scene. How's he going to do today? Is he going to jump up to it? Is he going to back?
Steel pretty much always backs himself. So I feel like he's going to have a good one, especially on Overpass. I can see him definitely being key to their artillery. It's just, it depends on how eUnited play. Dazzle, in the last time I think these two matched up, didn't really have a good game, and I know that he's very capable of popping off as well. I think it was Moose and Cooper might have been the other one popping off. I don't know. This is just straight off HLTV. I didn't actually get to watch the other BO3.
It's hard, isn't it? We get a lot of we get a lot of matches to watch, Mac. Let's be honest. But
it's the start of the year.
It is. It's beautiful. I love the first 3 months. It's like all qualifiers, getting ready for the seasons. Then when the season starts, it's just bang, balls to the wall until the end of the year. I do think that the likes of Moose and Dapper can kind of change the game for eUnited. You know, like you're saying, if Dazzle was off last match against Ghost, and he can start to pick up the pieces from that match, we could be seeing a clean 2-0. I don't. Overpass is such a variable. It's such a swinging ball, right? We don't really. I mean, coming into it with statistics and whatnot, I mean, you know, you can sit here and be a statistical man every day of the week and say this is what they've got, this is what they've had, this is how many games they've played.
Yep.
But it all comes down to on the day. And I just think Overpass is such an interesting map to see thrown in the mix.
Overpass are just generally an interesting map as well. I know, like, it's heavily strategy-based. You do have to play with your team a lot. You know, it's all about map control on both the T and the CT side. Some teams decide not to stay aggressive, like on the A slot, you see them going aggressive early on, trying to get that sort of toilet control, which can work out if you do manage to stop the T's from coming. But if you lose that toilet control and lose a couple of men, they can easily make it to the A slot before the rotations come up and bomb down, post plants, etc. You know, basic fundamentals can easily win you that map. It's just how you use utility as well. Utility is very, very key on Overpass.
Yeah, it's how both of these teams take it. Obviously, you know, like, again, we have to touch on the fact that these are both professional teams. They're both going to be well-versed on every single map. So it's not like they're going to be crap at maps. They're just not going to be as good or as prominent as they would on, say, the caches for Ghost. I think that this should be 2-1, right? Because if Ghost are picking up cache, right, they are a very good team on cache, and they should be as well. So they've got, you know, they do have the arsenal to take on that kind of fight. They also have the likes with Kusta that can just dominate. There's no need to bat around the bushes with this. I think that I don't think we're going to see a clean 2-0. I think that eUnited leaving cash in, obviously, you know, you got to pick your band smartly. You cannot let Ghost pick train at this point. They're just like they're starting to steamroll a little bit on it. So you have to try and give them a little bit of a different option. Try and make them look at a different avenue. However, cash is going to be rough. Again, though, you can't
rule it out. You can't rule out either team getting the 2-0 here. eUnited, they on paper aren't the best on cash of all teams, but you know, if you have Wardell popping off as well. I remember seeing I can't remember, it was probably like 3 or 4 months ago now, when Wardell was playing Train. He was just hitting every single shot, and it was the most disgusting performance I'd ever seen from him. And I want to see it again. Just the flicks, everything was just like, man, whoa,
whoa.
My inner child was just screaming, you know. Anyway, we are just currently waiting on 2 of the final players to get into the server before pop off with the action, you know. I don't know.
Tap off.
I'm excited.
I know. Look, it's the best of 3. It's IEM Sydney Quals. We're down to the last 2 matches. There's nothing really left. So this is where a team's starting to run on the smell of an oily rag. Are they starting to resupply, getting ready for what will be these? I mean, look, we're possibly looking at 7 whole matches for both of these teams. Like if it goes to a best of 3 here and we see the full series at the end, it is a best of 5. Right?
Could be 8.
So.
Ooh.
No, yeah, I think it's only 7. I think it can only be 7. So, like, this is the long haul. The stamina starts to play a bit of an impact, and I think teams' mentality really have to come into this. And when you're talking about teams' mentality, eUnited should have the front here. They should be backing this up on the back of what they did to Ghost in the previous. Again, it's all different circumstances. This is where, you know, there's no second chances. This is it. This is the final for the lower bracket.
Yep.
If they fall out here, done. Like, there goes your IEM Sydney dream. And I mean, look, I don't know about you guys, but IEM Sydney, best event in the world.
I think you're gonna annoy a couple of people.
Yeah, I think I might trigger a few, but you can't deny it's pretty filthy.
It's pretty great. If you guys haven't been there as well, you should all come. You should come say hi to us.
I mean, we're not funding it, but like, come say hello to us.
Yeah, if you do manage to make your way over, you know, I'll have a beer with you. I'll have a coffee with you. I'll even have a yarn. You know, spin a yarn with you.
Shoot the breeze.
Come here. Come say hi. Come to
painful.
Australia.
You might accidentally get killed.
That, but I thought that was probably a little too far. So,
No. I mean, there is a possibility. We got Deadly Spiders and whatnot, but Deadly is probably the name of this game right now. I think I just want to touch on Inferno as a map and the fact that it's become such a staple in pretty much every best of 3 now.
Worldwide.
Yeah. Like, you don't, generally in a best of 3, you won't, and the thing I love about Inferno is mostly it's the last map.
Yeah.
And that's where we've seen, like, time and time again, you think about, like, some of the biggest finals we've seen, and Inferno is being the last map, it always ends up going to overtime. Something just ridiculous. It's a little bit of moment of magic.
The thing is with Inferno at the moment as well, with the new meta, with the extra money on that second round, it does lend itself to the force buys. Being a map with like lots of little close angles, you know, the 5-7s, etc. on the CT side can definitely come in handy. You know, lots of teams will always take the risk of forcing into the second round if they can't hold up against the Glocks in the first. Yep. It is something that you see as a staple now. Like, there's only a certain amount of teams that will go, okay, we'll do the safe thing. We can win this second one, and we might be able to string like 2 more together after that because their economy will be ruined on the T side, or we can play it safe and potentially just kill them with rifles next round.
I really do like that change in the meta because it completely throws the spanner in the work for that kind of, you know, like how we would always sit here on the pistol round and be like, this decides the first 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Pretty much every time, unless you had some ridiculous second round, it was pretty much every time it was going to consistently show a 3-round buffer. However, now, like you're saying with the force buys, it changes a little bit. I got a question for you, Org.
Orgs.
What do you think?
I can't use them. So good on everyone that can, because when I go to pick it up, if I kill you with a pistol, I can't hit anything. So
you can end up throwing the Org over the top, right?
That's on me. Speaking of throwing, I think we're very, very close to the game beginning.
Please.
Very close. We're almost there. Everyone's in the server apparently. So, you know, bit of action coming your way very soon. But for now, let's just talk about how bad the Org is as a weapon. No, that's the life. That's the personal opinion.
Yeah, it's a little bit rough. You know, it's not rough, Mac, is the start of our best of 3. We do have, of course, the NA closed quals, ladies and gents. This is to head towards the grand final for a possibility to head to IEM Sydney. Both of these teams, last time they matched up, eUnited came out on top 2-0. That was only previously in this qualifier. So are we going to see a bit of an upset? Are Ghost going to be able to kind of bounce back? The resilience starts to play a bit of an impact when you see teams like eUnited doing magic. By the way, just talk about these camp paths for a second.
You're talking about MC here. Is that what you're talking about?
Just the gorgeous camp paths.
It's beautiful. You can tell. I filmed them a while ago. The chickens still have the sheets on them.
What's wrong with the chickens?
You got caught out. No, the
oh,
wait,
you shouldn't have done that. Come on.
MC, update your cam paths, mate. All right, I'm watching, as is everyone else. If the chickens don't have little sheets on... Actually, there's not chickens on Cash. He's added them in. You maniac. You absolute maniac. Anyway, speaking of maniacs here, Freakazoid looking like he's going to peek me dry. And he will be absolutely destroyed for that one. Oh.
That, honestly, is the best way to have started this map. Both Cooper and Freakazoid going head-to-head to start with. And will be Cooper coming out on top. However, Steel with the fast trade, exactly what we're looking for. 2 players to the back of sight on A. You can start to see Ghost mounting up a bit of an A assault. They've got the smoke and Molotov. Molotov, dare say, towards Quad. The smoke for Truck. There comes the Molotov as well. Dazzle has to be pushed out of position, as now they're going to make their way towards side. Dapper holds the cross. He finds the first and the second as well. Steel trying to make his way out. Dapper goes for the aggressive push. He's got to hit the shot on the Wardale, but he gets overwhelmed by the pure crosshair aim, and now Sub. What can he do? It's all Wardell. Bomb down out into the open, and Sub's missed the first couple of shots. Opened up himself for what could be a possibility. Wardell trying to play around. Fork is now making his way towards the site. Sub Rosa making his way as well, prancing and dancing, allowing him to get to site, allowing him to pick up that bomb, but they're surely going to collapse for the bomb plant. Sub Rosa goes down, and now it's all on the move. Surely Wardell. It all comes down to the 1v1. The pistol round goes the way of eUnited, and Moose saves the day at the last clinch.
Yeah, it was very, very close. Good setup on the A side, unfortunately. It just got broken up a little bit, but eUnited managed to bring it back anyway with that man advantage. Great start to the round from Cooper, as you could see. I think Steel even had a deagle in that round, as far as I was aware. Crazy man. going for the deagle early on, but eUnited into the second. Looking like they're going to go for the SMG buy. 4 in the hands and 1 Famous the Moose there. We are going to see Freakazoid going for the Hero AK, looking like he's just going to attempt to try to get an entry somewhere. That somewhere being over towards A at the moment. Holding pushes towards mid. Decent damage done onto Dapper, who is barely alive on just 5 HP for the moment. It looks like Ghost are going to try to test the waters over towards A. Just slow gameplay for the moment. Clearing everything they need to. Counting that utility, making sure that they hit the site at the appropriate time. Knowing that the utility should be low as it is only the second round. They might be able to catch eUnited off guard here.
Who's just playing from in behind. Fork waiting for these players to slowly collapse. See Neptune, of course, just in towards Squeaky. As each player dies, that AK becomes less and less impactful. They need to be able to use that. And Freakazoid coming out so late, it should pretty much be the free kill at this point. It's the MP9 at range to find the kill. Neptune's going to fall in quick succession. 3 kills for Dapper. That's some nice cash money being accumulated. 1,800 to be in, well, to be more to the point, but the utility, good. I like that. That helps me a lot.
I like good utility.
Poor utility. Now just low, they will be able to buy up here, Ghost. A nice round from eUnited, just locking it down, making sure nothing was coming about, but unfortunately that Hero AK never came to anything, Mac.
No, but now Freak is on a deagle and no armor, so that's definitely not favouring him, and here comes the aggression from the CT. He's looking to take B main control, steal with the trade, looking for another, but he's only allowed to get 2 little bullets off on 2 Sub Rosa there, and just like that, eUnited with the man advantage. As Freak, Neptune, and Wardell try to bring it back. Freak, though, through the smoke, will find one of the Sub Rosa. Got spammed down to 18 HP through that smoke, but somehow managed to get away with murder. Now Neptune and Freak, last 2 alive. They have retained possession of the bomb for the moment. But Neptune just waiting for some more aggression from the CTs. The push towards B main, getting as much information as they needed. And I think Dapper, look at this, in the corner. Just outside of A main. Oh, the timing.
Wow.
Not going to favour him today. Neptune was aware, though, hard clearing all the corners that it was necessary. He's going to make his way over to Squeaky. Looks like Freak, with only 18 HP, might just decide to try to sell a fake towards B. See if he can pull the rotations, open up the site. Playing on the edge of the smoke here, lurking. Dazzle seems to be aware. The jiggle not giving him the information, though. I think Freak actually saw the shoulder, but Dazzle just feeling too sharp, getting the headshot. Rotation not drawn off, as we do see Dapper. He's holding from A main. Spotting the attempt at the bomb plant. Shutting down Neptune, and that'll be a 3rd clean round for eUnited, as Ghost are still looking for their first.
Yeah, it's rough times for Ghost. A nice early B push there in that 3rd round, of course, with the bonus round. You may as well, right? Stick 3 players together. They push in towards B main. They find a kill. They find another trade on top of that. They end up coming out with a 3... I think it was a 3-2 advantage, so definitely looking to pole vault a little bit further down into the rounds. Nicely done, however, with a bit of a faster push on towards A. It's going to be Dapper that gets caught out into the open, but they haven't called his bluff. They all line up, and unfortunately, he can only find one. Moose actually manages to find the second, but regardless, swinging back towards the site, manages to shut it down. Cooper on the AWP watching cross. It's now still P250. Can't get anything done, and Ghost, well, they're even struggling to find kills at this point.
Yeah, they will be able to buy up into the 4th, but looking at eUnited's economy, as they managed to keep 4 rifles up that round, 3 in the previous, it's starting to run away in their favour. And even if they do start to lose a couple of rounds here, I'm sure they will be able to buy, potentially hit Ghost with a reset. So the dangerous waters there. A little bit interesting. Cooper mollying boost there, just waiting. Making sure Ghost don't go for that early mid control. Dazzle playing close towards mid as well. Expecting this aggression. But Ghost just holding a default for the moment. Looking like they are going to try to take a bit of B main control. So Broza copying that nade as he gets tagged down to 59 HP. And out mid, Dazzle unchecked. Will get the 2-man spray down through the smoke. Shutting out Ghost essentially from the round now. 3v5. Ghost are going to have a rough time to try to bring it back.
Dazzle with the 360 trying to make his way to site there. A little bit cheeky, but Nevertheless, I believe he was turning away from the flash and just thought, why not, right? Yeah, you're already halfway through. You may as well commit to the full 360. So now look to set up on towards B. It's Ghost that are just being dismantled by eUnited, finding kills left, right, and center. Ghost have not even found a trade. They've only been able to find small damage on towards Sub Rosa, who I believe caught a grenade. Wardell now, I think he hasn't been able to see Sub Rosa. How has he not? Just on the edge of the smoke. Won't make a difference. Cooper shuts down Wardell as he tries to push towards the site. Freakazoid left in a 1 versus 5. This is something that we would, I mean, I'd be revving to see. Freakazoid, if he can bring this back, maybe start to give a little bit more confidence. Nope, not so much. Sub Rosa.
Almost found the angle there, though. Very close crosshair just to the left of his head. And that was a little unfortunate for them. But Ghost, what are we going to see? They couldn't get that bomb plant down, so they will be on probably a half fight going into the stick. But here's that 2K from Dazzle, just denying any mid control from Ghost there. They thought they had the deep smoke to allow them to cross out to under vent, but they could not. Big CT in the way.
It's always going to be a problem.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're looking for. Sub just taking some pot shots through the smoke at the moment to try and kill. Oh my word, Freakazoid lucky to be alive after that one. Can count his lucky stars, but maybe for not much longer. The flash comes over the top. Dazzle just stops both players pushing in. Continues the onslaught of the bullets, and Wardell can't get absolutely anything. eUnited are just on fire right now.
Yeah, they're just hitting the shots, and that is what we spoke about before the game. It will come down to who is feeling it, who had their coffee, and who ate their Wheat Bix. And it looks like eUnited did at least 7, all between them.
I think, yeah. And I feel like Ghost just skipped breakfast.
That could be it.
I guess it's kind of afternoon tea there, so we'll just, yeah, we're here at breakfast time.
Some people are into that intermittent fasting thing as well, so they don't eat for the early hours of the day. That could come back to haunt them. It's supposed to make your reflexes better and some other devices.
Oh.
Just well, like, looks like Steel. He's definitely intermittent fasting, not ready there. Didn't get the flick. Boosted too strong.
That's a cheeky boost. eUnited just seem to be outplaying Ghost at every turn. Aim, calls, strats, whatever you want to call it. eUnited are out on top by 6. They're in the clear, but at any moment in time, we could possibly see a bit of a turnaround. We do have the double AWP set up for Ghost, so that's something worth using. Both Wardell and James on the scoped weaponry for the T side at this point. James hasn't been able to spot out Sub Rosa, but eventually does hit. Oh my word, nearly hits the shot through the wall bang. Dazzle is just playing Batesman, waiting for these players to push in towards B main. The contact will be there. 3 players stacked for eUnited at this point. They're going to be clearing out underneath vent, so there is an opportunity possibly for Ghost to find the opening pick. Freakazoid looking for it. He's hungry right now. Wardell through the wall. What is that? That is absolutely filthy, but Sub lines up all 3 players trying to push in, and Ghost just cannot catch a break right now. One more player on site. It's Neptune that doesn't expect it. The lineup, the shot through the wall. We got everything that round.
The 3K by Sub Rosa standing. I don't know if he was in a Molotov or just next to a Molotov. Eventually traded out, but single-handedly pretty much holding the B site there. Moose as well, hiding at the back. Didn't show himself until the perfect time, making sure that bomb was not planted. And that is how the round goes out. So we are going to see Ghost pulling out a tactical, which is a good decision. You know, trying to get their heads back into the game, figure out what is going wrong. And I'll tell you what's going wrong. They're not expecting that early round aggression when eUnited, they know that Ghosts are on the gun rounds. They're pushing early with multiple men or playing an aggressive angle, trying to get that first pick, getting the man advantage, falling back, and then just trading out holding sites. Pretty much good fundamentals and outplaying Ghost in almost every way at the moment.
I think this is what I wanted to see. Just wait for it. I'm waiting for this shot to come through. Yeah, there you go. The shot just through the wall, but the lineup for Wardell. Unfortunate enough, Sub Rosa closes out there. So Ghost, like you said, they really need to start picking the pace up a little bit. Yeah, just not necessarily picking the pace up in the terms of the round, more so in the momentum that they have not been able to gain so far. Look at that, nearly 10k on every player on eUnited. Cooper's sitting at near on 15k. It's getting worse for Ghost.
I wish I had 15k. It'd be a marvellous life, wouldn't it?
Oh, I'd never have to worry.
Loaded. The boys. jacked. Freakazoid, he is in the server, as is Cooper. Do you reckon they've both got really big muscles, or it's just Freak?
I don't know. It looks like Freak. It looks like Freak's just a freak.
I've never seen Cooper in the flesh. And hopefully, I might be able to, if he comes to Sydney.
Well, that's what they're playing for, isn't it, Mac Daddy?
That's it. Brother v brother.
The magic.
Do they live in the same house? That'd be interesting. Just yelling at each other across the house.
Well, that first shot opening from Coop, that might have been it. That might have been the tilt factor for Freakazoid. The Molotovs now start to come out for Ghost Gaming. Moose is going to be able to deploy the flash, but it does not catch James. However, kill comes through regardless. Cooper on the hold. It's now Dapper to try and stop the players from crossing. The trades are nice for eUnited, not so much for Ghost, but they have the site, they have the bomb, but not necessarily. It's out in the open. This is the opportunity. It's now Steel in a 1 versus 3.
Oh, but they know exactly where he is as well. Look at this. Jiggling, baiting the shot. Dazzle just buying some time for the rotation to come out from Sub Rosa, but it's going to be Cooper holding the cross, hitting the shot, and clutching out an 8th for eUnited. And now into the 9th round. If people lose against any Ecos, it's this bloody round. I tell you, history tells us that Ghost are about to crack the egg on a half-buy. And that is just a prediction.
Just a half prediction.
Oh, they haven't even gone for the half-buy.
There we go.
They have.
Came in late.
Called it late. Someone's had a bit of a brain fart.
They heard you
say
say
to think for a little bit longer, you know.
I feel like they were like, what's that? Max said, yeah, all right, we're going to force buy into this. We're just going to buy some pistols.
Telepathy.
That's not force buy, it's a half buy, but magic. Look at this push coming in from Cooper again. This is exactly what you were talking about not even 2 rounds ago, and the fact that eUnited are going so aggressive for the early pick and then getting away with their life, right? Because Ghost can't find the trade. The way in which eUnited are pushing is making it near impossible for Ghost to find any such look. Moose on top of Boost. If they come out in the mid right now, this is over. 1 player in the vent, 1 player on top of Boost. They just walk into the meat grinder. Neptune, however, does manage to find 1, but Moose is there as pure safety net. It's just all falling apart for Ghost as they get picked off 1 by 1. Only 1 kill in it, and now every player but Dapper above 10k.
That was such a strong and crazy crossfire. The fact that they had a man on Boost as well as Vent, it was just pretty much unbreakable. They did manage to find the Vent player, but they could not get Moose off of Boost. And eUnited find a 9th, proving me wrong that Ghost were going to crack the egg.
Well, they've got to crack it at one point, right?
Well, yeah, they want brekkie. They haven't had it. They're just running out of energy, running on fumes at the moment. Oh, Cooper managing to get the old leg there, or the wallbang rather. Steel trying to find an angle, but Cooper will just use the smoke to keep himself alive. Vent boost coming out, and Sub Rosa will be here as the backup. Cooper, oh, he will hit the shot. Tagged it down to 28 HP. Sub Rosa finding another, and now Freak and James are the last 2 alive, looking just to hold the mid-control. So up on the left side of Vent, both of them blinded. The awkward standoff, and Cooper will mop up the dust, mop up the last little bits of footsteps left on the tiles, being James. It's a rough one. This is way more one-sided than I ever expected.
Yeah.
And Cash is usually T-side. It's more even than this.
Yeah, it's a lot more even than this. Generally, you see the half being closed out 8-7, 9-6 by the T side, but eUnited are like, you know what? Stuff that matter. We're going to make our own. I think for the fact that I think Ghost have just lost so much momentum, so much confidence on the back of this. eUnited have just been allowed to find kills left, right, and center. The fact that Cooper stays alive at Sandbags there and manages to find 2 kills by the end of the round. Oh, wow, that would have been filthy if that had hit. But eUnited are just playing overall together, and it's showing. You know, the airstrikes with those grenades. This is what we need to see. A bit of utility out on towards the A side.
And Dapper holding aggressively here, looking like he wants to take down a couple of the eco fraggers here. Looks like it's going to be Dapper to find 3, make it 4. Can he get the ace? No, denied. Steel finds a 2k, but he will be shut down. Orb still in hands of Cooper there, who is on 16k. Completely and utterly bought up at the moment. eUnited not going to have any economical woes in the rest of the half. Look at this, 12th round, and everyone, except for maybe one, was in the quintuple digits there. Look at this hold, shutting them down completely. Oh, the third kill was with the Molotov.
I was wondering. I was like, I didn't see him shoot anyone, so how is that even possible? Well, you know what? eUnited are just breaking the laws of how CT meta is on this gorgeous map known as Cash. What are you going to do, though? eUnited are just on a run right now. They can't be stopped. They literally have just been rolling. And it will not... Oh, my word. Moose with a cheeky little trace there. Wardell being caught out. Fortunately enough, still alive. Possibly the head going to be taken down. There we go. Ghost finding an opening after eUnited probably pushing the buttons a little bit too much. But Ghost now have the site.
And finally, a man advantage. This is something we haven't seen Ghost have pretty much the whole half. So we'll see what Dazzle can do here. Up on the rafters. Might be spotted by Freak, who is going to clear it. Just can't spot his head. We will see a double quad setup. Looks like Wardell might go for the boost here. Cooper finding one on the re-entry. But Dazzle just clearing the angles, trying to find one. And there's the information. Wardell through the edge of quad as well, taking Dazzle down as well as Cooper. It's all up to Sub Rosa, who got the 2K with the Molotov. Smoke over towards Squeaky. The man's going to have to push out. Neptune, what can you do, mate? It's going to be held as well. Oh, last couple of seconds, and he clutches it. And that is how Ghost cracked the egg.
Even then, you're still questioning whether it was going to happen.
I didn't see a counter strafe coming out from Neptune there. He was going so wide. Oh, that was interesting. Sub Rosa, though, sticking that defuse is going to be punished. Although, perfect play. If he didn't peek, he lost it. If he peeked earlier, he might have lost it.
Yep.
But there was enough time that it was pretty much an unlosable round for Ghost at that point.
Yeah, they've done well to get towards the side. That man advantage was massive, right? Like that's what Ghost need to be finding is, I mean, they get the site for free, so there's an opportunity there. James with only the Digo is going to go aggressive towards Vent. Dapper, however, with the Molotov now going to be pushing back those players of Ghost towards Squeaky. There's the damage being done to Neptune that we were looking for from... Look at this. Oh, this is filthy. They are just finding every possible angle. The Molotov doesn't spread enough. Sub, however, does get traded out. And by all things, the Deagle. There's a full belt here now for Ghost as they now make their way back around. However, they've stopped as Dazzle puts his foot down on that B site.
That was very interesting. I think James was just trying to go for the gamble there, looking to open up the site. But he did have two CTs to try to take down. And unfortunately, he went down. Getting very aggressive solo, but we see Freak making his way through Z. He is going to get the headshot onto Cooper and bring it back to a 3v3. Good map control as well, making the CTs second guess their positioning now. Dapper here at Truck is going to start to make his way to site. Moose holding strong as the other two Ts get absolutely mopped up. And if you run at the bull, you get the horns, right? Run at the Moose, you get the weirdly shapen horns. And Dapper is going to take down Freakazoid as that is the reset. Now, I don't want to say the map, but 12-1 at the moment, and another quick pause coming out. Oh, it's rough. It's rough.
13 rounds, and the highest death count on the CT side is 6. There's 2 players with 6, and then I think the least is 3. This is... I like to see these tactical pauses coming out. Generally, I don't see them enough. Ghost calling them probably, I mean, it would have been nice a little bit earlier. They did call it in the 7th round as well to give themselves some sort of a room to breathe, rather. So with 2 remaining, they do have 2 for the CT side, but they need to make it past that pistol round if this is how it's going to be going. They honestly, they cannot make a mistake when they get to that CT side. They're already with only 1 round in it, and by the looks of it, that's how it's going to remain.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of at the moment is Steele saying, boys, this is just the warm-up. It's fine. We'll take them on overpass, and then we'll, roll the dice over on Inferno and just hope for the best. How you feeling?
Bit of how you going.
Bit of how you going. That's all I got. That's all I got. Anyway, we are going to see a bit of aggression over towards A, shown by Ghost Gaming, looking to try to draw some rotations. Wardell through the edge of the wall there with the scout, managing to take Dazzle out of the server. There is still Sub Rosa and Cooper here to hold, though. Mid control in their favour, so a split being set up at the moment. We see Steele with some good positioning at the top of Highway. I think Moose might just be aware, although Steele taking the one-on-one. He is going to lose it against Dapp, who gets aggressive with the AK, but Trade comes out with UMP, and at long range as well, he gets the 2-tap and finishes off Moose there. Him and James teaming up. Now it's down to a 2v4. Let's see if Ghost are able to clutch this one out, or if Subrosa and Cooper, the dream team, can bring it back.
Well, they've got the money to be going for this. That's going to be Neptune going down early, bringing it back to only a one-man advantage for Ghost. They do have the back of side. However, Cooper now going to be mollying out towards Quad again. Oh, Wardell was going to burn in the fire for a second there. It's the side of James goes aggressive. Freakazoid finds the kill on the sub, and it's nicely done. 12-2. Of all rounds, Mac, of every round that could possibly have gone Ghost's way, how does that go Ghost's way?
I don't even know at this point. But look at this, eUnited, look at the money. It is the final round of the half, so it's completely fine that it's this low. But they had just enough to get it to this point. Ghost, though, you wouldn't have thought, you really wouldn't have thought that they found their second in that round of all times. A bit of aggression towards mid. Moose down to 19 HP already, copying a leg there from Wardell's big green gun. Subrosa finding the first, though, onto Freak, as he has gotten aggressive over towards B main early on, but as is Ghost, looks like we are going to see Neptune trying to find a trade here. Second man coming in through the vent being Steele, just holding his ground for the moment, but Moose and Dazzle denying anything. Completely and utterly. Wardell here at mid, just looking for a bit of a trade. James IRL will go down to Dazzle, and Moose completely shuts down Wardell.
How does it happen?
It was so anticlimactic. I thought that there was going to be a third. They had a little bit of good control, but the CT's just hitting everything at the moment. Literally everything.
And that's frightening if you're if you're Ghost and you're swapping sides to CT and they're T. This is, as you were saying, a T preferred map. It's not exactly one of those kind of maps where it can blow out. Well, it can, but it's not generally a map that blows out of proportion. And they've done it on the CT side. They now back it up across towards a T, going 13-2 in the first half. This would have to be some kind of feat for Ghost to bring it back. I just want to touch on eUnited, their CT side, their economy, right, the entire way through was ridiculous. Their utility usage early round to find early damage basically turned Ghost into marshmallows as they tried to push towards the side. It was just one little squish and they were basically down. And it made for mayhem. Ghost now have to try and regroup. I mean, I thought coming into this, the resilience was going to have to play a factor, right? Already losing 2-0 to eUnited in this bracket. Ouch.
Big ouch. Yeah, I thought that would definitely be a bit more even going into this map. But as I said, all I have at the moment is this is the warm-up map. You can see they're doing a bit of KZ here, trying to get their mechanics dialed.
You love your KZ, don't you?
Yeah, I do like a bit of KZ. I remember I watched a clip one time of, I think it was Steele going into a KZ server with like Shroud and Summit, I think it was. And they're all in there and they're like, you're cheating. You're cheating. Just because there were people, some of the best in the world, just jumping around like absolute maniacs.
Nuts, aren't they?
Yeah.
You got some good mechanics. I've seen you on stream.
No. But if you ask any normal players that just play the game normally, they're like, oh, his movement's terrible. How can he be so good? So me and another one of my friends have the same situation. It's horrible. Anyway, off that tangent, back to the game. This is going to be the roughest comeback of all time, if they are able to pull it off. And I guess going into this, looking at both teams' previous maps on Cash, it looked like Ghost definitely could have brought this out, but now it's starting to seem like eUnited, they definitely did a little bit of counter-stratting, knowing where Ghost, tend to put what players and catching them off guard, pre-firing the positions, pre-aiming, etc., etc. And it's worked wonders for them on the CT side. Now they just need to close it out on the T side and hope that Ghost weren't expecting the cash pick, that Ghost weren't able to counter-strat them as well. Because Steele, he's a smart guy, he has a big brain, and he likes to use it.
Big brain, that's what they say, my friend. When you do have it, you got to use it, right? You don't let it go to waste. Doesn't matter what it is.
Well, I don't know. Tell some Australians that.
Well, that's because our brains are the size of peanuts, and hence why we are the inferior to the North Americans. Just sucking up to the North Americans now.
What?
Please help us.
Our beer's better. Let's be real.
Oh, our beer's so much better. We won't even touch on that because the game at hand is what we're touching on, Mac. And with a 13-2 half, like you're saying, the comeback is rough. It almost seems out of reach, out of sight, out of hope for Ghost at this point. 13-2, and it honest to God, did not look like eUnited stepped a foot wrong. There were 2 rounds that they lost, one to a force buy. There's arguments. The 3 versus 4 on that A site for Ghost once they actually got there in the 12th round, right? They were able to trade efficiently. They felt like eUnited find the first pick, but they just get caught out with that aggression that we were talking about. They were very aggressive on CT's side. But how do Ghost make this back? How do they now regroup and kind of start to say, well, that's in the past?
I'll tell you how. So James, the man that was the super sub for that short amount of time, is disappearing, and the saviour of the Ghosts, the man that is going to perform the resurrection, Qudos, is back in the server.
Here we go. This is what we're looking for. Qudos needs to do this, right? This is, if ever there's a time for you to come into a map and go, bang, here I am, this is what I'm about to do, this is it.
Bang.
This is the magic. Bang.
Love it.
Oh, how good are these? I love these. I rate them.
The good POV.
I once had a theory, right, on CT's side, and it was when the helmets were down, that's when CT's had head armor. But it turns out I was completely wrong.
Okay.
Because I once saw it, and I was like, hang on a second, that's a funny little coincidence. All the players without head armor, their visors up. But
I don't know. You notice it's yellow too, like those the yellow
speed dealers.
Not speed dealers, but how some people like
KZ
to play
dealers.
with the yellow sunnies.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know if it's a head thing or if there's some kind of science to do with it, but I just play with glasses, mate.
Blue light, mate. Blue light. It's real. I actually went and did research on that. Ladies and gentlemen at home, blue light is not what they make it out to be.
Right.
You can't stop the effects of blue light even with the blue.
The yellow
blue
tint.
light. The tinted glasses.
Okay.
It does help with certain things, but it's not all it's cracked up to be.
It's like if you have the white lights as your ceiling lights. Apparently, it keeps you up a little bit longer. But if you just have the tungsten fully yellow ones going, apparently at night time you're supposed to feel a bit more tired, have that normal sleeping pattern, which seems to be my problem.
I feel like if you just drink coffee at night, you're going to stay up. So
I think I've drank so much coffee that I can sleep after drinking. I feel more tired. It's just like you feel wired rather than awake. So if you lay down, you find it harder to fall asleep, but you don't necessarily feel energetic, and that's a problem. That means I should probably cut my caffeine intake.
I think there might be a little assumption there that we might need to settle down. Finally, we have the match ready for you, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to listen to us squander on about blue light and caffeine, because the blue light, the blue boys, Ghost Gaming now head to CT side. They are swatting eUnited to try. Well, they have to bring this back. Mac Daddy, bring us in, my friend.
All right, so Ghost Gaming are going to go for 4 sets of body armor here. Qudos with the defuse kit and the smoke, and it looks like we're only going to have one support on the T side, being Cooper, smoking a flash, which he is about to use, looking to go for the cross there. Dapper jumping in backwards like an absolute madman. Steele finding 2 as Wardell gets one of his own. Although the smoke at the back of Checkers there will allow old mate to survive for a moment. Moose, though, last opportunity, manages to find one on to Freakazoid, going for the knife on the man in back of Checker. And Kusta says no, denies him, and Ghost keep their dreams alive. They really needed the pistol around there to have any hope of coming back, and they've done it.
That's exactly what we wanted to see, right? We needed to see kind of the Falcon punches coming in from the CT side with those USPs, just denying eUnited any control, any movement across towards B main. The second you start to lose checkers, you get a little bit worried. You've got 2 entry points. If you can stop the players coming in before they reach B main, beautiful.
I'm just laughing at Dapper jumping around like a madman, doing the old bunny strat, trying to draw the crosshairs and allow his teammates to pretty much get the trade. But it didn't really work out in that situation.
Let me ask you, how do you think Kusta now plays? How do you think that this now affects the way Ghosts come about?
I think his only strategy is play much better than James did in the first half, and he should be pretty right.
Fair enough. Well, we're only going to find out. That's the beauty of this right now with a full eco eUnited just going to be testing the waters across towards A. You can start to see a small accumulation towards A main. The grenade not going to be doing any damage just yet, but it is Freakazoid to come in towards mid main for the kill on a Dazzle. One more across towards Boost, and they're all falling like flies. eUnited unfortunately not being able to find their individual 1v1s. Freakazoid with a flyby. See you later, Moose. Now with only 2 left, it's pretty much about dying at this point, right?
I hope he got his points with that one.
I was waiting for that.
Mate, the bonus.
No one knows what flybys are.
Look at this. Kusta's almost at the top of the scoreboard already. He's got 2 kills. Absolute madman. Steal. Pretty much almost shut down there. 15 HP remaining. Hit him with the flick. Cooper gets shut out of the server, and now they only have 9 rounds to come back into the game.
You know what? I've seen stranger things happen. Not really. This is probably going to be one of the more strange. 13-2 is a monstrous difference, a massive gap for Ghost to close out, especially CT on Keish. But I'm not going to count him out. I want to see this go to a full 3. And I think we're going to see that. Dapper going to be taking early nade damage. Again, now taking a bit of their own medicine, eUnited, with Ghost starting to hit that utility. Waddell with the AWP for the opening across towards Sub Rosa in A main. Oh, okay. I thought for a second he was just standing there. But it's just the X-ray.
He was admiring the blood. Saying, I did that, Mum. That was me. I did the damage. Kusta also admiring his mother as he gets the 2K. MP9, too strong. Headshots are plenty. $1,200 dues in the bank for him. Wardell finds one good trade from Moose as he swings out of Squeaky. Freakazoid unable to get the trade so far. Fully blinded. Moose last alive in the 1v4. It's going to be a rough one for him to try to pull it back. And Freak will peak with the MP7. Upgrade to the... Oh, no. Snatched completely.
Neptune just came in. He's like, nope, thank you very much. You're not having this, but... Now we are possibly starting to see what a Ghost Gaming looks like with a full roster. Kusta coming in for the second half. That's 2 rounds in a row. 3 rounds in a row, actually. I'm just going to have to... I'm going to back Ghost at this point. I'm going to get on the Ghost hype train as the steam is added. But with Dapper opening up plays like that, that is the B-bomb side. However, Wardell from the... cheeky little event position will find himself one for the trade. Now making their way out on towards the A site. Kusta's there. MP9 doing the damage. Moose falls very, very low. And with that player in towards A main, this should be pretty much all done and dusted.
Oh, Cooper going slow through the smoke though. But the spray eventually brought back. Neptune looking a little iffy-whiffy for a moment. But Ghost Gaming finding that 6th round. And what a great start to the second half so far. Going into the 20th, though, we do see eUnited back on the rifles. Cooper even able to afford that AWP. Not much utility, though, on him at least. It's good across the board for everyone else. We'll see where Cooper heads with this. Can he find an opening? What can he do? Neptune, like the planet, just all over the place, spinning around the sun. Sub Rosa here trying to watch the aggression, and he is going to find it. Kusta thought he could get away with a sneaky little play there, but that is the man advantage in eUnited's favour. What can they do with it now? Yeah,
that's it almost feels a little bit senseless for the push there. It's a free kill. Yes, you might get the information. You might start to get a bit of A main control, but at what cost? Well, that's the cost, my friend. Only... total of 24 damage done onto Sub Rosa. It now starts to set up eUnited a little bit more, and when we're playing games of millimeters at this point, Ghost need every single... They need every millimeter. I meant to say inch. Game of inches. They need every millimeter.
Oh, look at the aggression here at A main, though. Is it going to be effective? Look at this Freak managing to get the belated trade onto Sub Rosa. Still holding A main control. Using that smoke wisely as he does start to fall back. A little bit cautious of a Squeaky push, but it didn't come out. The Squeaky door was never opened. Now eUnited. A little bit rough there. They didn't manage to trade out not Sub Rosa. Oh, well, yeah, trade out Sub Rosa for Freak. Neptune finding one of the moves towards the B side. It's going to be Steel trying to hold here with the AWP at Heaven. Dapper allowed to cross for free underneath. Although, Steel with the aggression unpunished. Oh, he goes back out. He thinks he's got it. Confidence aplenty. Dazzle getting the headshot on the Neptune. Now it's down to a 2v2. Bomb is planted safe. So Dazzle might have to get aggressive, try to hold the cross here. Freak just waiting, biding this time for the moment. Wardell trying to hit some shots, but it's going to be Cooper to connect here. He will find the second as well, jumping up onto default. Wardell just not ready for that positioning. And in the 6-14 round difference here, eUnited finally put their first round on the board for the second half. And is this it? Is it going to be done and dusted? There is economy here for Ghost Gaming. But look at this, the confidence just shining a little bit too far through there for Steel.
I mean, you were calling upon Cooper at the start of that round, right? I think he well and truly answered. Well and truly answered, banging up with a 3K to shut down Ghost. However, questions now have to be asked a little bit towards Ghost side. Aggression from Kusta early on towards A main. They lose that fight. It's a 4v5. They then gain the upper hand, and fortunately still on the AWP, getting a little bit too overconfident in towards heaven, and they fall like flies. A 4v2 quickly brings it back, and with Cooper shutting it out, eUnited are now at 14, one away from that point. We could possibly be seeing the beginning of the end right now, with the T side starting to gain the slow traction in which they might have lost at the start of this half. Kusta with a nice little off angle on top of Quad. But it all comes down to whether these flashes and smokes really hit their mark. If Kusta goes blind, he will not worry about it, just drops out the smoke and waits for the players to now start to push out. Here come the smokes, here come the cavalry for eUnited. Kusta goes completely blind, unfortunately does not find anything for his cheeky little behaviour. It's Wardell that finds the opening onto Sub Rosa. Kusta just shoot through the smoke, he's right there. Surely they both line up, and that's going to be the 2K and the 3 as well, as he readjusts on the Moose. Dapper, the only player left, and with only... Look how much damage they even have. Nothing.
Most important thing about that round is the reset. eUnited still only on 14 rounds. Ghost Gaming, decent economy, and eUnited are broken completely. You know, they tried to invest in one of those new Bitcoin things that isn't actually Bitcoin, and they chose the wrong one.
Like Doggo Coin?
I don't know. Was it
I don't know
Dogecoin? I think Dogecoin still went up. I think.
It doesn't surprise me.
I don't know. I don't follow it. It's not my thing. Many people out there probably watching the stream are millionaires from the business, but whatever, you know, that's you, not me. And we are going to see a tactical pause coming out from eUnited at the moment, deciding what they need to do. They only have, you know, I think it's 8 rounds to play with at the moment. Is it enough?
I think with how Kusta's starting to light up right now on 10 kills, he's only been in for the second half, and I'm pretty sure he's got the same amount of kills as the rest of his... Now 12... Is that 12 kills? Did I just say 12 kills? Or was that still? I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't really matter. If Kusta continues to pop off like this, if Kusta continues to step up in big moments when eUnited are looking to hit a site, anything can happen. I don't doubt this at this point in time. Ghoster, you know, with 7 rounds to play with, this should be somewhat of a free round. We do see the Force coming through. Freak is all going to give up the A side for free. Nice shot on the Moose as they make their way in. Bomb does go down, however.
It's very important for the economy. Sub Rosa fighting solo though. Good trade from Dapper, managing to get a couple of bullets off through the smoke there. So it's down to a 3v4. Still a man advantage for Ghost Gaming, looking to come in together. I think Dazzle was spotted there at mid as he rotates all the way to A main, trying to stay silent so that the CTs have to wait for the flank to come in. Bomb still planted safe zone. Neptune making his way to site, taking down Dapper. Will jump straight onto the bomb. Cooper can't get the damage off. Dazzle with the deagle, however, finds 1, but Wardell too sharp with the AWP on the retake, finding 2, and Ghost picking up an 8th round as eUnited still won't be able to buy up into the 23rd round, but they might be able to upgrade a couple of pistols.
They are so like Ghost Gaming are so fortunate there in that Wardell comes in late to the site, because that swing from Quad had both players with their backs turned. That could have been over before it started. Even just with pistols, you never really want to count it out too early. So we're starting to see somewhat of what Ghost can kind of fight with. All right, we're starting to see some life, a little bit of action coming in from what we do know to be such a dangerous squad. Still playing with the thought of going aggressive in towards A main, even though punished twice. If it doesn't work, try again and try again. I guess sooner or later, 3rd time lucky.
Are you a HE man or are you a double flash man?
I'm HE.
Okay.
I definitely want to get some damage off before I get to the site.
Good man. I've noticed that that's part of the meta recently too.
What, double flashes?
No, the nades. Well, not even recently. In the last year or so, lots of people have been picking up nades. Before that, you would see people going for the extra flash just so that they can clear some more angles in the round to try to utilise that. What the hell is going on?
I thought Moose just hit two filthies.
I thought he did, but it's the simultaneous Sub-Rosa and Moose combo. Absolute madman. Cooper manages to get the frag off, the bomb plant off, sorry, on the site there. Wardell finds one on the retake. Sub-Rosa still here and holding as the rotation comes out from Moose. So, Deagles equal Dreams. And look at this, denying the cross there. Sub-Rosa so sharp, looking for another, just trying to work the angle there, dropping to Fork as one man's coming there at the rafters. It's going to be Steele trying to work the angle, but Sub-Rosa is aware. He's heard the footsteps, he's trying to take the one-on-one with Wardell, isolating the angles nicely, but just couldn't connect the final blow onto Wardell there. And Ghost Gaming keep that dream alive, 9-14.
Are you starting to believe?
Oh, yeah.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it in my loins. I'm starting to kind of... Look at this, 11 and 2. Kusta, this is the difference maker. This is what we're looking at right now. What can they do? Kusta is dominating the scoreboard across towards A. Doing an incredible job at it. Like
Dirty Deegs done dirt cheap.
That's it, mate.
That's it. A couple of Juan Deegs to spice up the action. And the most important thing there was keeping the economy at bay. Only 2 rifles saved, so will cause some economical damage. Just can't quite connect there. Shooting a bit too early. Tiny bit trigger happy. Everyone ready for all of the boosts at the moment. Doing your homework, it pays dividends eventually. Kusta, great position here. Aggressive in A main. eUnited, I do believe they would have heard the flash come in, potentially a couple of footsteps as well. So that could be interesting. Now Dazzle here looking to take this mid control. They will only have a scary old Wardell to hold, but he's got the big green gun in hand. And will he be able to connect? Ooh, not on the first.
Dangerous. But you want to know what's also dangerous? Equally is where Neptune is right now. Sitting in towards Sunroom, not making a noise. Steele's backed away, right? But Cooper still has an inkling. Cooper's like, I'm not 100% sure, but this is going to be massive. If Neptune can make this come out, is Cooper reading this perfectly right now? Has he got game sense?
And Steele doesn't have the line. Oh, he's coming back though.
Repeaks. This could be massive. Cooper, he's now going to find 2 kills. Neptune with a bit of early trigger. Doesn't make a difference. Finds himself 2 in the end. The bomb's dropped out in the open towards Sunroom as well. This is devastating for eUnited, trying to claw back what they once lost. They're falling down one by one now. And Neptune.
10 seconds as well to plant, so it's very rough. The bomb not in their possession either. So Kusta and Neptune, last-ditch effort. They might actually end up going for the frags here. 5 seconds remaining. Sub-Rosa wanting to go down before the clock goes. Oh my god, he knows as well, and he is going to go down after the timer. So that is pretty much worst-case scenario for eUnited. Oh,
mate, the game of inches that's coming down to centimetres. This is ridiculous.
This is my Gideon territory. The position of the Neptune, clutching that round out, even right at the end as well. Sub-Rosa going for the wall bang, but he just couldn't get it. Oh my god, he knew as well. If he made the move a second earlier, that could have gone the other way. Coming down to the clock.
Well, eUnited are definitely taking a bit of their own medicine at the moment with this CT aggression, and by God, Ghost are playing it perfectly. They had A main and B main control. They knew well and truly before the site was going to be taken. Kusta at the moment just going to be playing as the Guardian, trying to stop any players crossing towards the A site. Sub-Rosa with a nice little cheeky shot, but Freakazoid with a swing on the both players. He's just mopping up these anti-eco kills, and why not? Boost those stats. Need to at this point. Dapper, however, coming in with a nice shot. We'll at least take 2. They're keeping the economy of Ghost somewhat disciplined, right? It's not going out of control. Yep. However, Ghost still have that safety net.
They're keeping them honest. Neptune, though, helping out his teammates to allow the extra utility bought there up on the belt, which has been a factor in a lot of these rounds. If that bomb at B main didn't have 2 smokes in front of it as well as a Molotov, Sub-Rosa would have had that extra couple of seconds to try to retake it, and even maybe an extra teammate as well. Look at this. Ooh, Molotov towards Highway. And we are going to see the CTs caught off guard. Dazzle finding one, but a good trade from Freakazoid there with the M4A4. Now Dapper making some noise there towards the vent. 4v4. After the trade at Highway. Sub Roses with the B main control. Looking just to work the angles here. It seems that Neptune is posted quite aggressively. I think he's under heaven. No, he's at the back of Checker, the Maniac. Look at this. Perfect again. This is going to be just what they need. And the off angle working wonders. Finding Moose gets the Molotov lost, but Sub Rosa, is he going to get aggressive? Yes, he's forced to.
Bomb!
That is going to be the bomb in the hands of the CTs yet again. Neptune, the luckiest man in the world, just gifted the bomb twice in a row. Wardell, what a shot there on a Dapper. Looking for more. Takes down the opposite AWPer. And Ghost Gaming find a 12th round and continue the choo-choo comeback train.
What is going on with Neptune right now? I just like both times aggression with the bomb, and it pays it like Neptune is winning these rounds.
Mental fortitude. That's what it's coming down to. The man, he's just not hesitating, just holding his gun out, hitting every shot that's necessary, and being absolutely rewarded for it.
Do you know what I love? Both times he's been able to get the smoke off to choke off the tees from getting the bomb back. Like, it's just been perfect. At the moment, Wardell playing in towards middle, playing with his life a little bit as Freakazoid now comes in for the support. Wardell's burning in the fire and flames. Unfortunately, not going to hit the shot on the Dapper, and so Freakazoid will cost him his life. But what a swing. Wardell playing with so much confidence right now.
That second shot he got off as well. Pretty fortunate. He heard the pin pulled on the smoke and just got the jiggle off in time. One bullet and that man was dusted, and that's an AWP out of the hands of Ghost, which is very large economical damage. And that was the final blow. Steel with a good hold as well in that round. And now it's almost all tied up as eUnited back on the guns. Moose is... Oh, he has been dropped an AK. I was confused for a moment. I think he left it in spawn.
Now, I just want to touch on this. There's a rule of thumb with Counter-Strike and comebacks. It's hump day. 13 rounds, right? This is where most teams fall apart. It's when they're on the home stretch, when they're in touching distance of bringing it back even, when they're even in touching distance to make it towards the tie game. They start to crumble a little bit. This is where Ghost have to show their mental fortitude. Cooper taking a lot of damage with that grenade early on, and now Ghost with not really the upper hand by any means with the nade damage from that, but with Cooper being lower, that AWPer, if he misses one shot, done. Bada bim, bada boom. Kusta now going to have to try and hold on to the side. He does have the support of Freakazoid, and now with this A hit, this could be everything they're looking for, but look how quick Ghost are looking for that rotate. Freakazoid just going to be missing the shot through the smoke with Kusta. They're looking to play the Dynamo duo. Kusta can't find anything, and now Freakazoid goes down. It's both players on site gone. Wardell looks for a trade, just going to be missing the shot, and maybe this might be the moment of life for eUnited.
Oh, and the angle for Moose as well. They've got the bomb plant, and this is like pretty much worst case scenario right now for Ghost Gaming. Neptune and Steel, last-ditch efforts. We are going to see them both finding the frag though, so down to a 2v3. There's still time to go for the retake, but the rotation coming out from Steel isn't going to be too little too late. Flash comes in, Neptune spots a man in the open, just can't connect. He is going to cop a bullet himself, and Cooper here is going to be holding for the cross, wanted to get aggressive, but the time is so low. Sabrosa denies it, as does Cooper, and that is going to be the 15th round for eUnited. And with that bomb plant as well, they're going to have no economical woes going into the second last round of regulation. Are we going to see overtime here? Ghost Gaming, they've still got the money. This is their last opportunity as well.
It's exactly what I was touching on at the start of that round, right? It's that mental fortitude. It's the rule of thumb. You can make the comeback, but once you get past that 13th round, it's looking a lot more possible, and now they're going to try and claw this one back. Steel just makes it into... Oh, he's just gone for the cheeky little peek, and that possibly could have been the B-side. Completely open for eUnited's taking. However, this boost, this is what we needed to see from Ghost in the previous. More aggression. This is what has won them so many rounds thus far, and they're going to come back and show well and truly that they're not just here. I was going to say something, but I'm not going to do it. But Dazzle, you already know. All the Australians at home, they felt it.
Any that are awake right now. It's sleep-in day. It's Saturday. Not for us. Hard-working boys. The voices of the nation. Although Wardell finding one on the Moose, and now it's a two-man advantage for Ghost Gaming. They've got the double AWP setup coming out to play yet again. And it seems to be working this time. Steele barely missing the shot. The pixel angle there. Dapper making a bit of space as the rotations will be coming in for Ghost Gaming. Looking like they are going to try to go for the retake on the B site, which arguably is the harder site to play retake on. But Steele, he gets the headshot over the top of the smoke. The situation couldn't be better for Ghost Gaming right now. But Cooper looking to deny re-entry on site. He is going to be flanked. Shut down by Freak. Bomb goes down, and Dapper locked out as well. And there is going to be way more than enough money there for Ghost Gaming to buy. eUnited, on the other hand, they got that bomb plant, but I can only see 2 AKs being brought up and then a couple of pistols. It is rough right now, and it looks like, Manic, we are going to see a little bit of overtime in the first map.
Bro, how does Steele hit that?
You guys didn't see the reaction from Manic then. He pretty much jumped off the chair.
All I saw was the tiniest little skerrick of a head, and Steele hits it. But that's why he gets paid the big bucks. Now looking to enclose on this A site. It comes down to this, the last round. It's Kusta to hold up from Redbox. He cannot see the heads as they make their way out on the side. He's not going to know how close they really are. Pushing on in, Freakazoid finds one. Kusta adds another to the tally. Mac, we might be going to overtime, but not just yet. Dapper comes in with 2. There's still a chance here. eUnited making their way towards the site. Waddell looking to find a trade kill. Dapper going massive with a 3K, looking for the 4th, but Steele shuts it down. It's all on the Dazzle. We are going to overtime. Waddell brings it back right at the end, but Dapper nearly made it work.
Oh, that was a huge round from that man. It was very scary up until it was a, 3v1 against a man with 5 HP, and then the AWP shot with the overkill right at the end as well. It is tight. It is tense. Was that a... What was the first half? What was the first half? 13-2? It was 2 13 CT round halves. Whoa.
What am I... Like... This is what I love, right? Close qualifier. We're down to the wire. This is the last chance. They can't go anywhere else from here. And Ghost bring it back from a 13-2. You know what? Right now, I would be walking to Kusta's house and buying him a slab of beer.
Look, with how long this game has gone, we probably could walk to his house at this point.
Just take some snorkels and we'll be good.
Big swim. It's all right. It's summer here. The water should be nice and warm, and it will slowly get colder as we get over towards America. Or Canada. Wait, is Kusta Canadian or American?
I'm not even going to take a stab in the dark. I'm just going to say North American. He's North American. He's up there.
Yep, up there on the top half of the Americas, right? That's the good way to put it. Amazing.
I can't believe that. How,
yeah,
in God's name, have we gone to overtime at 13-2 at the start of the half, Mac? How is that possible?
Because Kusta came back. That was it. Apparently, James was the problem. Making roster changes mid-game.
I tell you what, that's like next level. That's 500 IQ plays.
I just got our word. Kusta is American.
Bang.
We weren't.
We already knew that.
Weren't playing any fiddles there. It's all good. All right. So, what do you reckon? What do you reckon we're going to see as the outcome now?
Another 6 overtimes.
You reckon 6 overtimes? Look, I think that Ghost on their T side, with that extra man that obviously knows the strat book as well as the rest of the team, Kusta is just going to be enough. We haven't gotten to see him on the T side yet. So, but it's CT first, right? They didn't swap. So
I do agree, though. I do concur with that theory, right? Because if that's the performance he can put on CT's side and they didn't have him for T side, this could be it. This could be the map done and dusted. eUnited had their chances. They had 13 rounds as chances. Still couldn't get it done. Now, Ghost on the hunt, bringing it back. This would be the ultimate salt in the wounds to start the map.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously going into the second map, like both teams are going to feel this one in the fucking mentality. It's just very rough. And whoever loses going into the second map may just not be able to bring it back. It's going to be... Ooh.
So what's more tilting? Bringing it back 13-2 or bringing it back 13-2 and then losing?
Yeah.
Or having the 13-2 lead, taking it all the way through overtime and then losing?
I feel like bringing it back and then still losing. Because everyone says, look, you've absolutely wasted our damn time. What are you doing, boys? All right, you could have just lost 20 rounds ago. And we could be halfway through the second map, if not finished the second map. So, very, very interesting little situation. But, next map is Ghost pick. So, you never know. It could be a very one-sided affair, but we're not there yet. We're still here on cash. We're still over in Mother Russia for the moment. And we are looking for someone to win, essentially. At this point, just somebody win.
Someone. Just pull out all guns just for 3 rounds straight. No, you know what? No. 4 rounds straight. Math is not on point at the moment. Just close it out. We need this. We need to get to the second map. We need to get to Overpass. We need to get to the beautifulness that is the closed qualifiers for IEM Sydney in the North American region. Mac Daddy, who you got? Ghost.
Look, I would like a little bit of redemption. I would like Ghost to close this one out now that they have their full lineup back in the server. But eUnited, you know, they probably do deserve it for their first half attempt. They could have finished it off, though.
Scout.
All right, Kusta making a questionable decision. I think he bought
an
extra orb.
Yep.
So that's going to hurt in the economy. They might have to manage that one by somebody else. But the round's already opened up. Freakazoid holding strong, but a good trade there from Cooper. Mollied from the sandbags position. Now in the 4v4. Are we going to see eUnited bring it back? Mid-control still not in their favour, but they do have a man out towards Vent. That's going to be Dapper. As he just waits for some information. Looking at Wardell there as well, who's got the AWP in hand. 61 HP. Could fall quickly. And the slow, silent rotation from eUnited over towards B main. I think there might be a gap on the edge of the smoke there. Steele going for the pot shot. Cannot connect for the moment. And it looks like the boost will come out towards Vent. Good position to hold B as well. But Wardell just finding Dapper, who might have actually seen old mate Steele there. But it doesn't matter. Steele holding strong. Getting the trade as Neptune falls. Man advantage for the CTs. 40 seconds remaining for eUnited, but Moose, he's still over towards that A site. 2 men here to contest. Is he going to take contact? Will he try to sell the fake? Or are we going to see an A hit? Bomb still over towards B main. Hesitation, second guessing. Let's see if Moose can open it up. He can't connect. The crosshair placement looked good, but Kusta, he jumped up on top of Whitebox just in time. Wardell denying the cross on a Sub Rosa, and that is going to be yet another round in the bag for Ghost Gaming, who now won't really have an issue with that extra AWP buy.
No, not at this point. Not with 16k.
Yeah.
Not with that starting money. It's way too good. eUnited, where it's a little bit wondrous as to how what was going on in that situation. One player across towards A, one player across towards B. I get that, sometimes the fakes are the best things to do, but we're in OT. Ghost have made it back from 13-2. That's a nice start from Cooper. Oh, no, Steele just missing the shot, and Dapper again. He finds one, but Kusta with the Kobe, he does pay for it. With the Molotov, however, down to 22 HP. 2 players towards that A site, and with Freakazoid playing so passively on B, this should realistically be eUnited starting to open the bank account in what will be overtime. Look at this aggression from Neptune.
Yeah, with that man disadvantage, he has to try to take a bit of map control, try to be the thorn in the side that he was in the second half of regulation. Looking just to bring it back, but Sub Rosa might find some contact with Kusta here, making a bit of noise. Kusta with only 22 HP, going to be very, very careful on this peak here. 1 bullet and the man goes down. Sub Rosa ready and waiting. Oh, he must have spotted that one as the smoke started to fade. The enemy pops up on your map. And Neptune here finds one in A main. Great trade from Cooper though. Now it's down to a 1v3, and Freak versus his brother still in the server, as the bomb will be planted safe, taking no chances at all. As Freak going to be able to clutch this one? Plenty of money in the bank, so we'll decide to go for this one. Cautious of the positioning of the tees. Will spot the head there. Takes a bullet. But not real great accuracy shown from eUnited there. Facing like absolute madman. Sub Rosa will go for the jiggle from Quad after his teammate took contact. And we are going to see eUnited finding a 16th round, keeping it close. And who will come out on top in the first half of overtime?
Yeah, I like the little bait and switch there, but still for me, Neptune in towards A main there. Like, this bloke has been an absolute menace for eUnited, and the bomb was in A main. We could have seen Neptune again drop the bomb in a desired position and take control of it, but now with Dapper going through the smoke, it's Cooper to open up, Wardell to trade, and Neptune doesn't expect Dapper to already be out, but Wardell with the fast trades. It's trade central here as Cooper opens up again, and Wardell stuck in behind Sandbags, gets pushed away. Cooper can't hit the shot, and Wardell, how does he win that? There's two players watching his position, still gets away with quite literal murder, and he's on for the ace, but still, all four players in towards middle right now.
Very confusing times. Call for very confusing measures. As Wardell somehow, as you said, getting away with murder. Crossing to safety with a frag on the cross as well. Moose just not ready for the trade there up on boost. That smoke still up, denying him a little bit of vision. But Kuster brings it back to the 1v2. 22 HP remaining. As he falls back, the bomb goes down and he is aware. Still a minute remaining in the round though. And he might have spotted the bomb being picked up on the map, hiding behind the corner. It doesn't seem he has, as he's still watching towards the tree area, expecting Moose to be lurking somewhere different. He has been on the opposite side of the map a couple of times to his teammates, but Kuster has the read. Moose will hard clear this, though. Hits the head, and there goes Kuster, and potentially the round for Ghost. But Wardell, he's found 3 already, and he might have to try to retake with the AWP, but he will go for the fast rotation as Moose... Oh, I don't think he was close enough to hear the footsteps there. But he will just bide his time. But he has no time to go back to the A site. So Wardell, he hasn't heard a thing. He will have to take a gamble. But there is the drop. And now he won't be able to deny the cross to site. But he will start to aggress and get the timing to get a free kill. Bomb doesn't even go down, except onto the ground, as Ghost Gaming take the lead going into the second half of OT number 1, 17-16 Manic.
Yeah, I like that call from Moose there. Nicely done. It was Wardell, rather. Wardell calling the bluff back towards A. Nicely done. And with that first half of overtime done, it's Ghost who come out on top with a 2-1 lead. Of course, for those of you watching at home, we know they need 4 rounds. Only 2 more for Ghost. And eUnited have to bag all 3 unless they want to send it to a filthy another overtime. It wouldn't surprise me.
We still have potentially 2 more maps in this series as well. This one itself has felt like the whole series.
Yeah, it really has. We've had the highs and lows, right? We had the lows of the first half in amongst a massive high from some of these players, but then jumping over into the second half, the comeback, Neptune, Koost, like, you just could not write it. You would not read about it. No, Daddy, you would not read about it, but we are. And this is what we have in front of us. Still 2 more maps to go. Undecided on the first. Ghost with the lead as we head into the second half of the first overtime. The flashes and smokes look like they might be heading in towards middle for the early contact. Cooper made his way to the safety of white box. Grenade comes through. Only tickles Neptune, but still... a tickle can be enough. Now going to be walking out. This could be big for Cooper, who manages to sit just behind, hits a nice shot on the Kuster. Now readjust, hits the shot on the steal as well. Anything you can do, I can do better. And Neptune, it's his opportunity now. The Molotov to stop the vent push, but he's still just sitting on the side. Dazzle only an inch away from the head, not even a centimetre. As the dust settles, Ghost Gaming come out of that the lesser.
So Cooper only allowed to get 2. He tried to cross back to safety there, but Wardell was ready and waiting. Connecting characteristic-like. We still have Freakazoid over towards Squeaky right next to Dapper. We might have heard Scope a couple of times. Potentially, I'm not too sure if he has. We haven't really seen it. Good position to try to hold solo from the A site, though. But there are a few Molotovs remaining on the tees, one of which is on Wardell. as that comes in towards a main. He could be mollied out here. It just depends on where Ghost decide to throw it. They've got to take the gamble. Dazzle is here, though. Good flash, which will allow Dapper to go for the aggression, although the T's not blinded. Molotov goes to Quad, and Dapper will be able to hold here, getting the headshot on the Neptune, finding the last man as well. Wardell re-peeking into the spray, and Dapper holding down the A site strong.
My word, they just continue to go back and forth to and fro, my friend. We're now at 17 apiece, and it's a hair to split the both. You literally could cut the tension with a knife in the server. It's coming down to these massive plays. Both AWPers absolutely tapping off on both sides. Wardell on Ghost, Cooper on eUnited. It's just been a moment of magic. Double AWP set up for both sides at the moment. Cooper gets blinded and pushed off at the angle. This could be interesting. Cooper goes for the re-aggression for the peak. Takes a lot of damage. Down to half HP. Now only 2 shots with the AK needed, but looks as though Ghost might be setting up for early A main control.
They have got it for the moment. They do believe that someone's over towards Quad. It will potentially be right if Dazzle decides to cross here. Molotov forcing Neptune back for the moment. But Dapper still able to hold it. Fork, Freak up on the God box. Just waiting for that smoke to fade before going for another repeat. Could catch the default player off guard, but it will depend on if Dazzle decides to hold aggressively, which eUnited on their CT side in that first half we're definitely doing, playing extremely aggressive. This time it seems like they're trying to stay a bit more passive, and it's working out. It's punishing Ghost for that early round aggression. Flash comes in. Wardell didn't manage to get blinded by it at all, but he's dropped the bomb, and that's a 1-for-1 trade, which at the moment might still favour Ghost Gaming, but the rotations have come out all the way towards the A site here. 30 seconds remaining, and Ghost looking like they are going to commit here to A. Cooper finding one on the Neptune as well. That is a huge pick, as it gives the CTs that man advantage. Rosa with the aggression as well, taking down Kusta. 2v4 now. 10 seconds to get them on planted. Freak will find the entry, trading out Steel. But will he be able to plant? 5 to go, and it's Cooper, the little brother, looking like the bigger one at this point in time, though. Finding the angle, hitting the shot. Freak had to take a gamble with minimal time remaining, and it's going to be 17 to 18.
31 frags on the Cooper. My man's absolutely tapping off at this point in time. Pause comes out. I would dare say this has to be for Ghost. Has to be their last pause. I'm not actually entirely sure. We'll wait and see. But look, at this point, you can see what Ghost are doing there, right? They're baiting out the utility. They're waiting until the CTs are replenished of everything. The problem is they take too long. They take too long. You see one of the players across towards B start to get a little bit more aggressive. The flashing towards A main, the trade efficiently, and they just fall apart. They crumble right at the clutch time, which is, you know, with eUnited on that point now, this could be that tilt factor that we're talking about heading into the second. However, Ghost do have that barrier being the second map and theirs. So there is still luck, there is still hope. Goes to push this through, but with the way Cooper's tapped off on this god tier map that we've seen so far. Moose finding a pick onto Wardell that goes for the boost.
Oh! He got him on the truck as well.
All the way. All the way. We saw that in the first half as well.
Yeah. What a bloody shot by that man. Reading like an absolute champion. Like he's a librarian, essentially. But Dapper, he's gone down as well. Now it's back to a 4v4, similar to what we saw in the previous round, but it looks like Ghost are maybe going to try their hand towards B or late mid control. Time will tell. It looks like potential for a crisscross smoke to come in. There you go. So that should be close mid in their favour. Moose here to hold. Will he go for the pot shot? No, he's given it up completely. Looking to play 2-2 here. 2 on either side. Cooper. Good position to try to hold the B main push, but T's, they are going to come in through Squeaky. Not Squeaky, sorry, Checkers. Molly in the back. Knowing that could be in a little pickle here. Rosa next to the smoke, isolating the angles. Cooper finding 2. The man is hungry. The man wants to get the map over and done with. It's all up to Steel to try to clutch it, but just like that, we are going to see eUnited taking Cash eventually. It was only 2 rounds in it, right at the end there.
It was always going to happen. Well, we thought it was always going to happen. It got way too close in the end. eUnited grabbing it on the last round of the first overtime. Now we head into Ghost map pick.
Yep, I'm excited to see some Overpass. If you thought Cash was interesting, I reckon Overpass is going to be absolutely amazing. And we will just look at a couple of the highlights here. That is how the match started, and it couldn't have started better as well. The cheeky jiggle, what a shot. Dapper as well with 2K, make it a 3K. Absolutely denying anything there on the A site early on. eUnited, an amazing start to the match, as well as a very strong finish in overtime number 1. Didn't get to the second one, but the endurance looking like it just swung towards eUnited's favour right at the end. Ghost Gaming had a couple of amazing plays on their CT side as well, but just couldn't close it out in overtime.
Cooper has to be the MVP for this, right? Just an absolute beast. How many times do we see Cooper opening up the rounds? How many times do we see Cooper backing it up with multiple frags in big plays? Like, this is quite an impressive kind of map from him, a nice display. But Neptune as well. Look, Neptune had so many moments of brilliance for Ghost there. There were so many opportunities. Look at this. Almost in the exact 2 rounds, Neptune's been able to drop the bomb out into the open, drops the smoke as well. Like, it couldn't have been any better. And eUnited, look, all props to eUnited, right? When that Ghost train is a chugging, that's hard to stop.
It was very hard to stop. But you can't write off Kuster as well. You could see that the tides swung completely as soon as he got into the server. It was a very, very interesting situation today on Cash, but there's so much more action to be had.
Oh, mate, we've still got this best of 3 and then a best of 5. Oh,
It's going to be a long one, I reckon.
It's going to be a long one. Ladies and gentlemen, grab your coffee and get ready.
Oh, I'd like a coffee too.
Let's go make one.
We should make one soon. What do you reckon?
I reckon we should.
You reckon you should? I'm thirsty. I need to be caffeinated. I'm not actually feeling that tired. I like waking up with the sunrise.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's interesting.
No, I don't. I'm like a 12 o'clock. I'm on the gamer hours, you know, like the 12, 1 o'clock wake up calls.
Yeah. You've had some rough ones recently. Anyway, Speaking of rough ones, it's rough for Ghost right now, and we are going to see them shortly taking it to Overpass, so we will be right back, ladies and gentlemen.